Hey everybody! So I recently watched Y2K. It came out at the middle or end of December, and as one of our Saturday night movies, I picked Y2K. And of course I watched the trailer first because I was curious what they thought Y2K was. And I was feeling quite nostalgic when I watched that trailer. So the overview of this movie: on the last night of 1999, two high school juniors crash a New Year's Eve party only to find themselves fighting for their lives when the terror of Y2K becomes a reality and all the machines rise up against humanity. It was directed by Kyle Mooney. He directed several movies, out to which I've never seen. Alright, so the excitement or the nostalgia for me was I was born at the tail end of the 80s, raised in the 90s and 2000s. I think in 99 I was in 5th grade, going into 6th grade, I think. So if you're wanting to feel nostalgic, I definitely recommend this movie, but definitely smoke a fat one first. It's more comedy than horror. I feel like the writers should have taken a time machine and done a way better job with this idea. I love the idea that they were going for, or consulted with someone who was from that generation or young enough to have been in school in that generation. The music was on point though. I do have to say, I mean, music from that era is easy. It's everywhere. It's still popular. Okay, not as popular, but kind of popular. The blood and gore you'd expect from a horror movie was mediocre. With the technology we have now, I feel like the robots could have been way better. And who taped the Tamagotchi to the RC car? That's my question. Like, how did the Tamagotchi get taped to the RC car? It doesn't show that process. It shows some of the process of how the computers are coming together, or like building themselves, but how did it duct tape itself to the RC car? The props they used were definitely a blast from the past. They had the Barbie Jeep, the Tamagotchi, the computers. There were quite a bit of things. And the fashion was kind of questionable because I don't remember it being exactly like that. I did, of course, Google this movie. I think I Google every movie after I watch it. Because I'm curious as to, like, what they say about it on the internet. I'm curious as to, like, the different trailers. So I was scrolling down, and there were these random questions. You know, like when you search something and then you're scrolling and you can't find what you're looking for, and then there's these random questions right there. And I had to write them down so I could, you know. What does Y2K mean? Why were people afraid of Y2K? Of course, I had to have a laugh with that. Why does Gen Z dress like the 90s? And of course, I have to answer a few of these questions before I really start talking about the movie some more, because... So why do Gen Zs dress like the 90s? Because of its authenticity, individuality, and thrift-friendly vibe. It's a deep-seated appreciation for a time when fashion felt more genuine, less commercial, and more accessible to individual interpretation. And I love how they answered that question, because I don't see a lot of individuality now. Like, my daughter wants to dress like everybody else. We don't have uniforms, so she just wants to dress exactly like everybody else. Alright, so it's also called the nostalgic effect. These young people idealize a past they barely knew. Being afraid of Y2K. The fears stem from the way computer systems represented years using only the last 2 digits. So they used, for 1999, they used 99. And then for like 2000, it would have been 00. Leading to worries that when the clock struck midnight on January 1st, 2000, computers would interpret the year as 00 and malfunction or produce incorrect data. Not that they would band together and kill us or put a chip in our head. I don't feel like technology was that advanced in the 90s. So I'm sitting here working on a few projects, and I was thinking about the movie. Alright, so the two main characters in the beginning, they would have been categorized as the nerdy group. They were obsessed with that 70s show. They made little action figures from that 70s show, which is really cool. I am myself as a crafty person. I do gotta say the action wasn't bad. They go through and, they do crash their fellow classmates' party. And the one friend, of course, was trying to be all, talk to girls and kind of embarrass his friend. But in the end, they were still, even though they were fighting throughout part of the party, they still came back together. Unfortunately, some things happened, so only one of the main characters survived. It was super sad, and I'm sorry I'm giving that away, but it really is. That was a sad part for me, because I was kind of hoping they would have banded together and been part of the rescue team. But the people that came together to rescue the town was very unexpected. I didn't really expect that one. That was unexpected. It was a really good laugh, though. I had a really good laugh throughout this whole movie. I still would not categorize it as a horror movie. I really wouldn't. I'd have to give it 2.5 stars, only because I'm nostalgic. Maybe 3 stars. The acting was good. I'm not saying the script was written badly. The acting was good. They read the script great. It's just the story. The unrealistic part of that story, the fact that all these things from the 90s that weren't really that advanced would come together and form a bunch of robots and kill people and then enslave the world. My thought is, if you want to enslave the world, why kill half the people first? It was very unrealistic. And I know it's supposed to be just a movie, but it was very unrealistic. I'm still stuck on the RC car and the Tamagotchi taped together. How did it tape itself to the RC car? Not unless one of the other robots taped it to the RC car, because some of the other robots had hands. I mean, the chip process actually is kind of realistic, because I think there was quite a fear for a while that the government was going to put chips on us, chips in our head, but literally putting a chip on the temple. I would really love to read someone else's opinion about this movie if you've seen it. Definitely leave a comment below if you've seen it. If not, let me know, and I'll definitely be like, hey, you should go watch it, and then let me know what you think. Like and subscribe for more content. Let me know what you think about Y2K, please. Please. I hope y'all have a great night.